Does a healthy fear around selling make you a better salesperson? What about healthy fear in general, in life? Well, we're going to break it down on this episode of ASTV. All right, y'all, so got to give you a disclaimer here, okay? I am a life coach. I trained as a life coach, but you don't want me to be your life coach because I just want to tell you what to do, right? And that's not fair to you. And I'm not changing over to life coaching, but this episode dips a toe into the life coaching area. And I feel qualified to talk about it only because I got some tools when I went to life coaching school 12 years ago. These are not facts, except this part's about selling. Some of this is just my experience and what I do. So all that to say, I ain't your life coach, but maybe you can learn from some of my mistakes. All right, y'all, so what's an unhealthy fear compared to a healthy fear, right? What do I mean by healthy fear? Well, an unhealthy fear, sorry, I'm messing with the mic. Why? An unhealthy, oh my gosh, now I sound like this. An unhealthy fear, an example of that would be, I dream of being on the stage my whole life. I know in my gut that's what I'm meant to do, and my fear of failure keeps me from it. Is the answer feel the fear and do it anyway? No, I don't think so necessarily. But that's not what this is about. This is about healthy fear. A healthy fear keeps you safe. It doesn't keep you stuck. Now, I don't mean that it keeps you safe from failure, because failure can come on either end here. But a healthy fear keeps you alive. So, how many of you buckle your seatbelt when you get in a car? How many of you, if you have kids or nieces and nephews who are younger than you or cousins, you tell them, you make sure their seatbelt's buckled? Okay, how many of you are old enough to remember when we didn't have that law and we had this arm trick that was supposed to be a seatbelt? I do, just barely, but I do. My brother doesn't. I mean, like, good grief, if that doesn't create some healthy fear, I mean, the joke around my house is that my reaction time is slower than a sloth, even with Hallianna. Like, Hallianna can fall, true story, by the way, this happened. We'd be standing on a dock, she could fall in a lake, Blake could jump in the lake, get her before I've even processed that I need to jump in the lake. True story. And I'm her mother. I mean, he's her dad, but you know. So we've got a healthy fear around the data supporting that when we buckle our seatbelts, we're safe. And there's so many examples of this. You know, don't walk alone at dark. All right, yeah, okay. That's probably a smart thing to do. Let's see, what's another one? Don't eat meat that expired 6 months ago. So those are healthy fears. Those are fears that are based in science. They're evidence-based fears, right? Don't jump out of an airplane without a parachute. It's likely not going to end well because the science of gravity and probably some other air and space science that I don't know. But again, for whatever aerodynamic reason, jumping out of an airplane without a parachute, if it's high enough, probably isn't going to end too well. So full stop. I mean, this needs no further explanation. Healthy fears are here to keep us safe. Unhealthy fears are here to keep us stuck. Nowhere does that little mantra say, you will not fail. Because failure is part of life. So when you got this unhealthy fear over here, you may go for it and fail, right? Whatever it is. You may do the thing and fail. Go hire a life coach because, remember, I'm not a life coach. But we've got these healthy fears, right? Where people mess up with selling, back in my zone, is they think that they're not good at it. And so they think they have a healthy fear around it. Like, I have evidence that I'm not good at this. Just like I have evidence that I shouldn't eat meat that's expired 6 months. I have evidence. I have factual data that I'm not good at selling, and it doesn't go well when I sell. that is an unhealthy fear disguised as a healthy fear. Because you can learn skill sets that make you a better salesperson. Yeah, but I have so much integrity that I am unwilling to sell and push my product or service on people. Great. You don't have to do that. Right? So the cautionary tale here, it's going to come together in just a minute, is this. Before you assume that it's a healthy fear, before you assume your fear as truth, ask yourself, what evidence do I have that supports this? Right? I suck at selling. Okay? That may be true, by the way. I suck at cooking. I have a fear around cooking. I catch stuff on fire. I burn myself every time I cook. When people or guests sit down to eat, I say, look, you won't hurt my feelings if you don't eat it. I warn you, you might get sick. I tried to follow all of the instructions. I did at least wash my hands. I'm a terrible cook. But my fear isn't big enough for me to fix it. Like, I know I'm bad at it. I've tried. But it doesn't mean that I don't do it. I still try to cook. Remember, a healthy fear keeps you safe. An unhealthy fear keeps you stuck. So when you have a fear around something, ask yourself, what evidence is this true? Do I have that this is true? And I got evidence that I'm a terrible cook. And you know what? I just don't care. I don't care. So but you could deal with the fear that way. Or you could say, actually, this selling thing is really important to me. I need to know how to make money in my business. I want to succeed. So I'm going to figure out what it takes to succeed. Doesn't mean you won't fail. But it means you won't be stuck somewhere that you don't want to be, believing stuff you don't need to believe. So if you have a fear about selling, then let's change what you believe about selling. Selling shouldn't be scary. Selling should feel like helping. Your first step is to start reframing that, right? To reframe, selling is icky, sleazy, slimy, gross, crusty, musty, rusty, dusty, and I'm terrible at it, and I'm afraid of it. I get that fear response, that biological response in my body when I'm on sales calls. You know what I'm talking about. Mouth dry, hands sweaty. All the things. Those are the only two I can always remember when we're filming. Great, let's tackle that fear. Let's meet that head on. I don't want you to feel the fear and do it anyway and bust through a sales call and be terrible at it. Let's get the skills you need to be good at it. So ring the bell, because we're going to have some fun and we are going to learn so much that's going to make your business money for the life of your business. Sing it with me, y'all. Ring that bell. I know I can't sing ring that bell. Oh, yeah. See y'all in October. Bye, y'all.